Megyn Kelly introduces a subject. She goes, I'd like to talk to you, Ben, about Nick.
I mean, unfortunately, this is true. Being a pro-Israel Jew has made any condemnation of Nazism absurd. He lost the moral high ground. You truly have no leg
Fuentes
to stand on.
But first, I'd like to show the audience this clip where Nick.
The thing is, people who are pro-Israel don't understand that, though. But the problem for them is there are more people who are anti-Israel than pro-Israel now. You see what I mean? So if you're in an environment where everyone's pro-Israel, like in the media, in most corners of the media, or in, Washington, D.C., you're like, these guys are making these comparisons. It's heinous. How dare you compare the Nazis to the beautiful state of Israel? Like that's just state violence. That's normal. That's supposed to happen. They're killing Muslims. They deserve it. October 7, October 7, October 7. Except most people don't feel that way anymore. They might not be pro-Hamas or pro-Palestinians in general, but they're so anti-Israel because of Israel's actions and because of Israel's entitlement and arrogance and demands for unlimited fealty and unlimited loyalty and unlimited political cover that for the average person, they go, okay, it's either all of it or none of it. You can't. And I want all of it is what a lot of Republicans are saying.
Fuentes is playing Grand Theft Auto and he runs over a character who appears Jewish and says that was Ben Shapiro. And then they play like a 3-minute clip from a 7-year-old stream where I'm giggling and saying, I think I just ran over Ben Shapiro. And then everybody boos. Then the audience goes, boo. They go, boo, boo. Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. You people cheer for genocide in real life. We have reached, by the way.
I can't even shit on him for saying this because I verbatim said this. It's a Rick and Morty quote, but I think it's still a banger quote. And I have used that in the past as well. Anyway, let's continue.
The pinnacle of fake outrage. Talk about fake outrage. I can't wait for my Megyn Kelly interview. You've called Jewish people fat pigs, slobs, disgusting animals. Only Ben Shapiro. In fairness, it was more than Ben Shapiro. We have reached the pinnacle of fake outrage. So let me get this straight, Megyn. Megyn with a Y. Let's get this straight, Megyn. There's a genocide going on right now in Gaza. People are being shot in the back of the head. Starving, hungry people on the brink of death are traveling miles by foot in a war-torn area to get food. They're shot in the back of the head. Children are being shot in the head. Prisoners of war are being raped to death. Refugee camps, evacuation zones are being bombed directly. Civilians murdered. You're showing a clip of a video game? That's cartoon violence. You're showing a clip from a video game from Grand Theft Auto.
Like, we all obviously are negatively primed towards Nick Fuentes because he's a booger-eating, white supremacist Holocaust denier who also happens to be gay and Mexican, but that's besides the point, even though it's like kind of antithetical to white supremacy. But to the uninitiated or someone who does not give a f about anti-Semitism, as many people don't, they hear this and they go, well, this makes sense. That's the worst thing that you can ever give your ideological opponents, an honest argument, because he's not wrong. He's a Nazi piece of shit who's cynically, I think, using the prestige that he's getting from being an anti-Israel voice to advance a dangerous agenda of anti-Semitism. But in this moment, when he says, oh, you guys are complaining about me like playing a video game and simulating the murder of Ben Shapiro, when you're also simultaneously defending Israel's genocide, like real genocide, real starvation of children, you have no leg to stand on, is true. This guy's a Nazi. Why are you playing this on stream? There's people that don't know him and think he's cool. Brother, for many years, I refused to utter the mention of Nick Fuentes for that reason, because he had a, albeit limited, platform. As a matter of fact, I'll give you guys one inside baseball moment. There were numerous times when Ethan Klein wanted to actually make fun of him for going on a date with a cat boy and shit like that. Back when we had the Leftovers podcast, I was like, are you out of your mind? No, we're not covering him. It doesn't matter. Even to ridicule him, we're not covering him at all. We're not giving him any breathing room. We're not giving him any platform whatsoever. And I actually vetoed that shit over and over again. But unfortunately, some of my other ideological opponents who claim to be liberals may or may not have sucked his penis and also simultaneously openly delivered them a fat platform and also additional media connections, and even promoted Nick Fuentes and even talked about how Nick Fuentes owed them so much for their new career. Yes, I'm talking about Sex Pestiny. Oh, we were debating. There's no reason to debate people like that have very limited platforms at the time. And then he was resilient enough to work his way through the ranks and claw back after tremendous amounts of deplatforming, claw his way back into relevance, found himself in Kanye West's orbit at a time when Kanye West was also going through a manic episode and screaming Heil Hitler all over the place, had dinner with Donald Trump, and kept pushing and pushing and pushing, sending his little groypers, the ones that at least can go outside, to Turning Point USA events, infiltrating every facet of the Republican Party, and basically creating a media environment where like any Republican under the age of 35 is basically aligned almost entirely with his politics. You know, lo and behold, you got a real crisis on the right now, and he's getting a shit ton of high-profile media coverage. So it's too late. And the final reason, I think, like the major reason why he has elevated his profile to a national scale is because of Israel. That's it. He was both anti-Semitic and anti-Israel. Some anti-Semites are pro-Israel, or many anti-Semites are pro-Israel. He happened to be anti-Semitic and anti-Israel because a lot of old school Nazis, I think, could correctly point out the ridiculous allegiance that the United States of America has with Israel to basically say, look, it's the Jewish state. This is how the Jews are, over and over again. And he has a lot of experience in that front. He has a lot of experience in shitting on Israel. Just remember, the ADL did not speak about Nick Fuentes after October 7 one time. Not once. Isn't that crazy? Until recently. Until the whole, Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes collab happened. And now they're freaking out. They were too busy coming after me. They were too busy coming after Frogan. They were too busy coming after anti-Zionists who were not anti-Semitic. And a big part of the reason why, obviously, yes, Fuentes and his followers hate me is because I'm not anti-Semitic. I talk about Zionism and not Judaism. And therefore, I'm seen as a phony.
We're supposed to be offended. We're supposed to be shocked. That's supposed to shock our conscience. Randy Fine says, all Palestinians are demons. Kill them all. I laugh when children starve to death. That's Congressman Randy Fine. Are you going to show that screenshot before you talk to Ben Shapiro? Are you going to show those screenshots? Is that noxious, vile, horrific, monstrous? Are we even going to talk about that? Are we going to sit there and complain about a video game? What's next? Call of Duty? We have reached the pinnacle of ridiculousness. And if you think that this is helping you, Megyn Kelly, you think this is helping your cause? Think about the problem that they have on their hands. They say millions and millions of young men are following Nick Fuentes. How do we get them to stop? Oh, I know. We're gonna get a blonde mom. We're gonna get a rich white woman. We're gonna get an affluent blonde white woman to concern troll about a video game. He was playing this video game and he killed this character in his video game. You think that's going to get everybody back on board? That's the recipe for winning back the young guys? 15-year-old young guys are going to watch that and say, oh my gosh, I love Nick Fuentes, but then I saw that. Fuck out of here.
Jewish people in America have been talking about the fears that they have about like Holocaust-style anti-Semitism coming back. And they're in a time when like there is unlimited anti-Semitism, like actual unlimited anti-Semitism. And these main guys that are supposed to be defending Jews are still running around attacking people who aren't anti-Semitic, but they're anti-Israel. If you're not going to focus your priorities, like, what are we doing here? You're not going to shift your priorities to like actual anti-Semites. You don't give a shit about Jews.